Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Thriving Adoptees podcast. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Ella Smith from Adoption Choices of Texas. Really looking forward to our conversation, Ella. You really put a smile on my face every time we talk.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit of what we do and my passion for
Yeah,
adoption.
yeah, because you've got a big heart for this.
I do. I do. I have learned and grow so much into this side of the adoption world, and I love it. It just being there supporting, and it's a privilege for you for sure.
Yeah, we're so lucky to be doing what we're so passionate about.
You know what? It's working with in adoption is a privilege, like I just said, because you have the opportunity to work with expectant parents, with adoptive families, even with children who are in the system and they are just looking for someone who love them. What it keeps me passionate about this is it's all about relationships. I just love it. It's just you meet so many people, and I'm definitely a people person, so I love to get inside of those relationships, realize that every story is completely unique. There is no two adoptions like the same. Everybody has their own story, they have their own life and 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 paths during this process. So it's it's a passion for me, and I always wanted to work in an environment where I can be helpful. And it's also um, a world that is important that everybody knows about it. It's so important, and I want to be an advocate for everybody to learn more about adoption. So that's why my passion is there.
Yeah, yeah. And you live and breathe it, Ella.
I completely. I mean, adoption is in my everyday, in my everyday.
Yeah, yeah. So this thriving question, this thriving thing, if it's a thing, right? What does thriving mean to you, Anna?
I think thriving has to do a lot with resilience. I like to look at it like where you thrive the most, where you do your best is when you are faced with things that you are not expecting. So you everybody's resilient. Some others more resilient, but I believe everybody is resilient. So everybody has the ability to thrive in different environments, to do their best, to succeed in whatever they want to succeed. So
Yeah,
thriving is show me your best. That's how I look at it.
yeah. So what's the difference that makes the difference then? If with different levels, you're saying that different people have different levels of resilience, right? What do you think is the difference that makes the difference in somebody's resilience?
I think resilience, like I told you, everybody has resilience. My personal opinion is that some people are being faced with more opportunities to be resilient than others. Some people are going through life facing more challenges than others. Everybody has challenges. Let's start with that. Everybody has challenges, but not everybody face them on the same way. But everybody has resilience. Everybody, it's just how many times you have been facing with challenges.
Yeah.
So emotional, financially, psychological, I mean, all kind of challenges. So every time that you are faced with a challenge, it's every opportunity to show how thriving you can be and how resilient you can be.
So are you saying the more opportunities we have to show it, the more
Yes,
resilient we become?
I think so. I think so. I mean, is resilience is something that you definitely develop every time you have a challenge. I mean,
Yeah.
you learn from your mistakes. You every time that you have a conversation, conversations like this gives you the tools to say, hey, you know what? Maybe just little part that she says about everybody is resilient, it resonates with me. So every time am faced with a challenge, I'm going to use my thriving. I'm going to use my all my best
Yeah.
to become more resilient.
So one of my kind of things I see about resilience is, or my view of resilience is that it's something that it's something that's seen rather than strengthened. Do you see
Do
what
you
I mean?
think? I don't think so. I think resilience for me is very positive in a way that it makes you grow.
Yeah. I, I, I'm not sure, right? I think for me, of course, it can be both,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course, of course.
And I'm maybe being splitting hairs here, right? Um,
No, 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 by all means.
I I used to think it was like going to the gym
Okay.
and you get stronger, right? But now I think that it's actually something that we see. So
Hmm.
we don't appreciate our own resilience until we're faced with that challenge, and then we see the resilience rather than it being strengthened. It's strengthened by being seen, not strengthened over time. So for me, and why that's important for me is because there's no delay in it. Like, so you've got to go to the gym. If I want to bench press, whatever,
Okay,
right?
okay.
If I
Hmm.
can only bench press, if I can only bench press, I can't do any bench pressing at all, right? I'm a swimmer, not a gymmer. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
but if and I need to build my way up. But yes, our goddaughter, right? Our
yeah. Hmm.
goddaughter is a Paralympian, right? So she's going for 120 kilos, which is what, like 240 pounds, right?
Yeah,
She's
yeah, yeah.
working her way up to that. And that takes time for that strength to
Correct. To
build.
build.
That's physical resilience, but physical strength. But emotional strength is more like I think it's something that we don't appreciate that we've got it, and then we see it, like, I,
Okay. I know where you're going. But for me, resilience is is your ability, your own ability to recover,
yeah,
to adapt, to bounce back. I like
yes,
that, to bounce back from adversity or for, I don't know, hardship
yeah,
or changes.
yeah,
And it takes mental, emotional, um, even your behavior have to change, adapt to become a better person
yeah,
or to go out of that challenge and to grow and to continue functioning
yeah,
because you
yeah,
have to continue functioning.
yeah. So rather than me taking us down a philosophical and theoretical route
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on resilience, why don't I bring it back up to the top and say, uh, where where in your life have you seen or strengthened your resilience? What's been the have there been any defining moments for you in terms of you seeing your own resilience?
Are we talking professionally or personally? Because I have all kind of examples, but
Okay.
I think professionally in the adoption world, that is the one that
Yeah.
we are here. I mean, eh, I will say one of the biggest cases, and I'm not going to talk in a specific one,
Yeah.
but every time that we have a disrupted adoptions, you have to adapt. You have to analyze what is going on and keep providing an ethical, transparent, and always thinking on the child-centered adoption experience. So every time that we do have a disruption, for whatever reason, millions of reasons, again, each adoption is unique. So there's millions of reasons why adoption will not work. You have to bounce back and you have to keep the child best interest in mind, and you have to find another home, and you have to adapt and change and be quick and find a play another placement for that child because it's our best interest. So you learn you learn from that experience, and that makes you more resilient, and you just keep growing. That I will say that that is my the biggest resilience moment is every time we have a disruption.
Yeah. Because it must be an emotional time.
Ooh, it is for everybody, all parts involved. I mean, is ooh, and that's why I think there is a lot of misconceptions about adoption because of the disruptions. You hear more about what is not good in adoption other than what is the best about adoption.
Yeah.
So um, that's when I feel like we are always trying to educate people. Like
Yeah.
this happens, that's normal, but we're resilient. Let's move on. I'm not going to use that word anymore because, but we thrive. We thrive under these circumstances, and we find solutions.
Yeah. What have you learned about stopping those disruptions happening in future,
Eh,
or a disruption happening?
you know what? I think one of the biggest lessons in adoptions is that their adoption is not a single event. I think adoption is a lifelong journey. So one of the things that we learn is to we create a rapport with the expectant parents. We get to know them. We know what they are looking for in in terms of taking care of their child. We create really good relationship with adoptive families. So in the moment that we have a match, we know it's going to be a lifelong journey, and it's going to be a lifelong relationship. Mm, the the experience of doing a match and finding um, that perfect place for that child is incredible. So you have to make sure that you are doing your best to prevent a disruption. So you try to cover all your bases. So we have kind of, I don't want to say a checklist because it's not a checklist. Again, everything is unique, but we try to make sure that we are placing children in families that first want to have a child, and second that is going to provide a loving care,
Yeah.
loving home for that child.
Yeah. So, are you saying that you're trying to fine tune the matching of parents and children?
Correct.
You're always working on that because that's going to be uh, that's the best way to stop future
Future disruption. I
disruption.
mean, unfortunately, it is not a perfect system. Unfortunately, this is nobody has the perfect solution, the antidote, if I may, to prevent disruptions. Disruptions are going to happen for many reasons, but we want to make sure that our expectant parents are supported, counseled, um, loved in a way that they feel that the family that they are going to place their child with is going to raise their child in the way that they would like if they had the opportunity.
Yeah,
So the relationship within all of us is so important. It's so important. You become, I mean, I'm Hispanic, so I call every single placement that they are my nephews or nieces. So I'm TILF for so many people. I'm TIL and just I just love to have that feeling of we are all
yeah,
in together.
yeah. And you mean Auntie Ella, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
mean
Tia
Auntie?
in
Yeah,
Spanish is auntie. Yeah,
Auntie. Okay. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, so one of the things that I hear from other professionals is that sometimes there's a adoptive parents put, how should we say, they sometimes put off searching for help until they're at crisis point. Yeah.
Many times, many times.
What?
I Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Why?
interrupting.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's a lack of education. If we are able to train our adoptive families from the beginning, from the day that they call the agency saying, I want to adopt, from that moment, there has to be clear, ethical, transparent conversations with them, explaining what is adoption, what are the steps, what are you going to be facing, what are the challenges of an adoption. And every single agency should provide the resources of counseling and during, not after you have been placed, it's prior to placement. There has to be trainings, they have to be access to a knowledge, books, people who has read books, conferences, webinars, all kind of information. I mean, educate yourself because this journey is going to be a roller coaster. So you are going to be super highs and you are going to be in the very, very lows. When you are in the lows is when you are going to need the most support because obviously when you're in the highs, you're in the happiest. I mean, but when you're in the lows is when you are start looking for help. Don't wait until you are in the bottom. When you start feeling down, start contacting your agency, contact your counselors, school counselors, your personal therapist, people who actually understand a little bit about adoption because there's a few elements that are different from the regular I adopt a biological to put in some words. So I think the best way that we can do is educate from the beginning. It's just I'm a big advocate for education.
Yeah. I want to switch tack slightly because you talked about your own learning and growth in the first couple of minutes of the conversation. So, what have you learned about yourself in in your in terms of your own development in this in this passionate career that you've found?
What adoption has brought me
What's
and
it brought
has
you?
taught me is that everything that has to be with children and family has to be a priority. I'm a big advocate for family unions, for children well-being. I the experience that this world has brought me is the learning, I'm sorry, that this world has brought me is how much love people have in their hearts. I mean, everybody who thinks about adoption, who not only from the expected parents or from the adopted parents, everything is motivated by love. The love for your child, the love to have a family. And I have learned that the best outcomes, eh, they come from the adoptions where everybody is involved, with everybody is in the process with honesty, with respect, and open to learn. I mean, this we know a lot about adoption, but we we need to learn more. And I have grown as a person tremendously. I learned that this is not a job to make you rich for sure, but the richness that you get on the personal satisfaction of being children graduating from high school. I mean, to be invited to christenings or to bar mitzvah, or I mean, it's amazing to see children thrive. I mean, you just bring into
Yeah,
your home this little child and you graduate him and
yeah.
you put them, it's just amazing.
So you're talking about two. I think you're talking about two things here. You're talking about love and education as the kind of the key drivers
Hmm.
of thriving. Yeah, is that how
Yes.
you would
Yeah,
put it?
absolutely.
Yeah, uh, because one of the things that people say is that uh, love isn't enough, right? And when I hear that, I think, yeah, you might be right, but I wouldn't be dissing love, right? That's not
Correct.
if love is what it's all about, you don't say love isn't enough. It would be more like, well, no, it's about love and education, rather than kind of denigrating love. I mean, it seems a bit of a funny thing to do to me.
You know what? Yeah, I know. And I respect people saying love is not enough. Eh, Love is enough when you have additional uh, resources handed and you have passion, you are educated, you are, you just want to do good. I mean, love, for me, love is enough. And it should be enough because you're taking this trip. I mean, love is the motivation.
Yeah,
You want someone to love, you want someone to love your child. So for me, love is enough.
yeah.
Of
But
course, there's
love's going to drive the education, right? You're coming. It's the base.
correct.
It's the base on everything. It's the basis for everything. It's the fundamental part of everything.
Is
It's
the
what.
fundament. Of course, you have to put more ingredients. I mean, you cannot
Yes.
do a soup with water. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the basic, ingredient, but you need to put more into that soup to just to talk for analogy. But
Yeah.
uh, love is the main ingredient, but you have to put more things inside.
Okay. So so education is going to be one of the ingredients
Yes,
in this love
it's
soup,
the salt.
and the salt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what else? What else goes? What
I
I
think
love a metaphor.
compassion. I think compassion is something, openness,
Yeah.
mercy, and I don't know. I'm getting out of words, but I
So
was
let's go back to compassion. What? So give me an example of compassion
compassionate.
or a moment of God.
Understand the background of I'm talking about adoptive parents being compassionate towards the history of the child that they're adopting.
Yeah.
Um, Even if
And
it's a baby, if it's a baby, it's a toddler, it's a teenager, um, they come with a history, and you have to be compassionate about that history
yeah.
and acknowledge their history and be willing to support and respect that.
What about compassion for the birth parents?
Oh, 100%. They have to give themselves, they have to be compassionate to them because they are making a very important decision. They are making a lifelong decision, and they need a lot of compassion towards themselves to understand the reason why they're doing this this process, why they're placing their children for adoption. And that's bravery too. It comes hand to hand with um, compassion to understand your own story and why you are deciding to do this path.
Yeah.
That's my compassion.
Yeah. And mercy. What do you mean by mercy, Ella?
It's just it's love, is understand, and in a way not being judgmental, um, mercy. Everybody has to be merciful. Um, everybody needs to understand that some of those decisions in adoption are being a decision. There are decisions that they are done while people are in distress and when they are going through hard times. So you just you just need to be compassionate. Mercy and compassionate is like the same word
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
It's like mercy is like the treatment of being compassionate. I don't know. I'm just confused now,
Yeah.
but yes,
I,
it's
I think
very
I think compassion is probably what's going on within us, perhaps,
mhm.
and perhaps mercy is the external. It's it's what's visible from the outside. So it's
From
more
the,
about
yeah,
what we
got you.
do, right? So
Hmm.
compassion is if I, it's feeling with, right? So it's understanding understanding somebody's emotions, understanding the birth mums, particularly her emotions, right? And maybe mercy is what we show to the birth mother.
Yeah.
That's the external
Thank you, Simon.
manifestation.
Absolutely.
Perhaps it's the manifestation of what's going on inside, and perhaps it's about our treatment, uh, and our behavior and our actions.
Completely. I agree. Thank you, Simon, to clarify that for me because it is definitely, it was in my head, but I didn't know how to express,
Yeah.
like to come out.
Well, it's like English is a second language for
It is.
for
It is
for,
indeed.
for you. Listeners, we had when Ella and I spoke last time, we had a long dive into her language lessons and all that sort of stuff. So she came to the UK to learn her to learn her English or to fine tune her your English here. Um, so yeah, and to be honest, I haven't. I think if somebody put those two words together for me, I would be hard pressed to figure it to figure out what's the difference between the two. But the kind of it's what comes in the moment, right? The
Correct.
solution comes in the moment. The wisdom comes in the moment. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, and we might say merciful as well, won't we? Yeah, full of compassion,
Full of compassion.
full of compassion and merciful. And that's going to be really important for the not only for the relationship with the birth mum or birth dad or both, but it's also going to be really important for the adoptee because they're going to see how we treat how we think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
how we speak about the birth parents, how we act to the in front of to the birth parents,
Agree.
and there's one of the things that comes keeps on coming back time and time again during these interviews is that if we criticize or judge, to use your word, if we judge the birth parents, then the adopted child may will pick up on that judgment and may feel marred by the same judgment, may feel implicated by that same judgment.
Implicate. Yeah. I agree. That's why I like open adoptions too. So when the child has the opportunity to know more about their birth parents and his or her own history, and if this child has the opportunity to know more about why, the reasons behind, it helps for that child to grow with less resentment, more understanding, because at the end of the story, nobody's giving up on him because adoption is not giving up. Is is giving a present actually. It's not giving up.
And there's the more openness there is, the less questions there are, and
Hmm.
the less insecurity there is, and the less shame around it there
And
is.
less stigma. We
Less
talked about
stigma.
that last time. Is it's just I think uh, the openness and transparency um, is very valuable and nowadays
Yeah.
is I mean I remember when I was a child and my brothers used to joke with me telling me that I was adopted. And because I'm the one who looks completely different to them, their features are very similar to my mom. I'm not. I'm completely different. So they used to tell me I was adopted, and and I believed it. Of course, I was a child. I was very young, and I remember that one day I asked my mom if that was true. There was no pictures of me, of my mom pregnant. I mean, it was so many things. Obviously, I'm the third one. By the third child, there's no pictures, there's nothing. It's like, and my mom was like, why would you believe that? I mean, even if you are part of this family, there's not anything wrong if you were adopted. She always tried to teach me, you belong here regardless of how you came to this home. Obviously, then I find out I was not adopted growing up, but I was like, why my brothers will joke about it? Because on that time, and I'm talking 50 years ago, it was like a stigma. I mean, you're adopted, you are not loved. Now, nowadays, I see kids proudly saying, I'm adopted. So I just love that, you know?
I just want to share something from a podcast I released last week. A young chap called Isaac
Hmm.
Melba,
Yeah.
from who was adopted from Africa at 5, and he the and he had some concerns. Obviously, he had some concerns growing up. Uh, the most one of the most transformational moments for him is when he went public about his story. He
Okay.
was sick of getting the questions, right? Each school year, he was
Hmm.
sick of getting the questions. So he just told everybody the true story. Like when he got, and I'm not sure how, or maybe it was when he was 16, perhaps. I know. One year in the first few days of the the school year in September, he just said, just told all the truth and told
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
talked about the death of his parents, and him being in an orphanage and then him being adopted to the States. And the teacher rang the teacher rang Isaac's mum and said, "Is this all true? He's told us all this."
Yeah.
And she
Yeah, yeah,
said,
yeah.
"Yeah, yeah, that's true." But it was like the a whole load of weight lifted off his
Yeah, it's
mind.
freedom.
It's freedom. It's
It's
freedom.
freedom.
Freedom with sharing sharing the story, and it's the opposite. Freedom and openness. It's all together, right? It's
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, why? I mean, I don't have to be walking my and telling everybody I'm a biological child. I mean, I don't present myself like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a biological. No.
you know,
You know, why I have to go through the through life? Hi, I'm adopted. No, absolutely not. I mean, it's so weird. I think we need to be open and transparent and just learn that adoption is part of life. I mean, and just learn how why happen and there like you just said so perfectly, it's less questions. No,
yeah,
I just think it's healthy and I think it's appropriate
yeah,
for this time.
indeed. It feels like we're coming up on time here, Ella. Is there
Mm,
anything that I've not asked you about that you'd like to share?
I think I would like to close with what people think about adoption. There are misconceptions. And I just want to say that a lot of people thinks that adoption ends when there's a placement. And in reality, adoption creates a lifelong, I have used that word a lot today,
Yeah,
lifelong
it's true,
connection.
right?
Yeah.
It's
It's a
true.
lifelong connection. And it's just embrace that connections with people and learn about their stories. And in adoption, you live all of emotions. You you can experience gratitude, you experience loss, grief, love, back to love, curiosity, um, and joy. And all of them can be at the same time.
Yeah,
One does not
indeed.
take the other
No.
away. So I think that's the most.
Indeed, and I just want to pick up gratitude. Yeah, these can be experienced, okay. But here's one tip for you if you're if you're an adopted parent listening, right? Do not expect gratitude from your child because that is um, spontaneous gratitude from within is great, but forced or expected gratitude from without drives adoptees. Ella's nodding for the
Yes, absolutely. I'm
for those
sorry.
listening. Do
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
expect gratitude. Do not expect gratitude because that will drive your or could drive your child or teen nuts. Adoptees absolutely hate it. They hate that gratitude should be expected of them. Spontaneous from gratitude from within, fantastic. Forced gratitude from the
Fantastic.
outside, do not do it.
But you know what? You should not expect gratitude because you are not doing things. And even when you have biological children, you're not expecting them to be grateful all the. I mean, like, thank you for everything. It's gratitude is not something that is forced. It's not mandatory. Not even with adoptive children, with your own children, biological, nothing. I mean, if you get receive gratitude, good for you, woohoo! But don't expect it ever. Just make sure that they are successful and they're thriving.
Yeah.
And if they are thriving adoptees, they're doing great.
Thank you, Ella. Thank you, listeners. We'll speak to you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.